fans are these fans of Team Mexico.
Yeah.
Many have come from a long ways away to watch their team.
Yeah, this feels like a home game from Team Mexico. You could feel the tension building during batting practice. Mexico so close to making the finals in 2023. They feel like they have a big shot, a much improved roster. They have one of their top pitchers going tonight, that being Philadelphia Phillies right-handed pitcher Taijuan Walker.
And this is the lineup that he'll face. Ramirez in the leadoff spot. Carvalho hits second. Leonardo Reginato is at third base. Gabriel Gomez. Vitor Ito, the shortstop. Lucas Rojo. Victor Mascai in the seventh spot has homered in this classic. Gabriel Ducarmo and Gabriel Maciel at the bottom of the Brazil lineup. Not a lot of hits, not a lot of runs, and they're facing a major league arm in Walker.
Yeah, Taijuan Walker, 33 years old. The guy has a 4-pitch mix. Last year with the Phillies, ERA a little bit over 4. He's pitching a variety of roles for the Phillies. Seems to pitch better out of the starting rotation. Signed a 4-year, $72 million deal with the Phillies in December of 22. He'll be a pending free agent at the end of the year, so he has a lot to pitch for in 2026.
Some of you may just be dropping into the World Baseball Classic, and you might not know Lucas Ramirez yet. You know Randy Arozarena from his exploits with the Seattle Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays. Mexico is filled with Major League stars and Major League arms. Brazil, though, with prospects. And this is Manny Ramirez's kid, Lucas, and he is a prospect. He's 20. South Florida is home. As we showed you at the outset, 2 home runs against Team USA. Walker misses up, and it's 2-0.
Off of 2 really good pitchers, Logan Webb and Gabe Spire, one of the top left-handed relievers in all of Major League Baseball. Big part of that Mariners bullpen, which is really good.
Also 2 outfield assists. Walker, they've been waiting to use him, and this is game 2 for Mexico. High fastball, he chased it. It's 2-2. Works the count full. Scott Berry, a Major League umpire, is behind home plate. You have umpires from all over the world, from different federations, different countries. And Ramirez stays alive. It's 3-2.
Really good pitch there from Taijuan Walker. You'll see that from more experienced pitchers. 3-2 changeup, one of the things that Lucas Ramirez, being a young hitter, he's awfully aggressive. Taijuan Walker trying to feed off that aggressiveness, try to slow him down with a change of pace.
He's aboard.
Well, let's take a look under the hood and see what Taijuan Walker features in that package of pitches that he has. He's got a pretty good arsenal. He'll throw that cutter about 30% of the time. Really good split finger. He'll use that as his changeup. He'll sink the 2-seam fastball. Has a good slider, a 4-seamer, and a curveball to go along with it. A really good 5-pitch mix.
Now Carvalho, and he lines it into right center field. Charging in is Thomas. It lands in front of him. Late start by Ramirez, and he's out. He's 20, but a base running error early.
Really good decoy here by Alec Thomas. He kind of lulls Ramirez into thinking he's going to make the catch. Ramirez pulls up and he's thrown out by a couple of steps at second. See off the bat, he gets a good read on it. Thomas does a good decoy job, and Ramirez gets kind of caught in no man's land halfway.
Leonardo Reginato, couple hits in the 2 games that Brazil has played. They lost to Team USA 15-5. That game was tight up until about the 7th inning. And they lost to Italy 8-0. And now they're facing Taijuan Walker.
You have a guy behind the plate, Alejandro Kirk, that really controls the running game. Really strong throwing arm.
The bat goes farther than the ball. Statcast probably picked up the bat rather than the ball.
Yeah, that was a really good pitch by Taijuan Walker. That's an example of that two-seam fastball. He'll throw two different fastballs. He'll throw the four-seamer that rides in, and this two-seamer tracer ball blows up that bat. That bat won't live to fight another day.
Walker is one of two starters for Mexico. Javier Assad of the Cubs got game one, and that's an issue for Mexico. They lost Taj Bradley right before the Classic.
Yeah, looking ahead to tomorrow, big matchup. Mexico plays Team USA. It's shaping up to be a bullpen opener type game for Benji Heel and Team Mexico,
which sometimes can be problematic for a lineup to face.
Lots of different looks as a hitter. You're very rarely going to get a chance to see the same pitcher in back-to-back at-bats.
Regginato fouls it at the plate. The goal for the teams here in Pool B, get to the quarterfinals. And to do that, you have to be one of the two top teams of the five. For Brazil, they want to win a game. That means if you win a game, you don't have to go through qualifying to get to the next World Baseball Classic.
With that said, they have a big game tomorrow against Great Britain. More than likely, that game is going to decide who will be able to come back to the next World Baseball Classic in 2029.
That's a big deal because along with that comes funding, more momentum in your country for the sport. Ask Great Britain, who did that in 2023. 2-2. It's down low. Mexico does have a deep bullpen, and they have one of the best arms in all of baseball at the back of it.
Yeah, Mr. Munoz. Benji Heel, it's a race to get to that back end of the bullpen. Munoz, elite closer for the Seattle Mariners, lurking in that ninth inning.
Runner goes, liner foul, which means in the matchup between Mexico and Team USA, you've got high octane on both backs of the bullpen.
Yeah, arguably the two best relievers in the sport. You have Munoz from Mexico. Mason Miller was throwing 102 miles an hour last night. So two bullpens set up pretty well towards that back end. Had a chance to get a glimpse of Team USA last night. Powerhouse pitching performance, 17 strikeouts. Tarek Skubal started that game. 17 strikeouts and no walks for Team USA. They did it with pitching in the long ball. Kyle Schwarber hitting that big home run in the fifth inning yesterday.
Runner goes, a little looper on the right field line. Duran is after it, and it's foul. When you're outmanned in a World Baseball Classic game, as Brazil is here, and we've seen it across all pools, across all these tournaments, you've got to do little things well. And teams have a tendency to run, to bunt, to just try to scratch out runs.
Yeah, that's the dilemma that Matsumoto has with this Brazilian team. You try to push the envelope, be as aggressive as you can, but you also don't want to run yourself into potential outs or innings.
Major League Baseball rules are in place here. That's two throws over to try to get Carvalho.
Look at Aranda with his tag. Catches him right across the right jaw area. Fortunately, wearing that batting helmet.
If he goes over another time and doesn't get him, it's a balk. He's running again. It's fouled again.
Boy, some good at bats so far from Brazil. Running that pitch count up. 18 pitches so far for Taijuan Walker. 65 pitches is the limit you're allowed in this go-around in the WBC. So you try to be as economical with your pitches as you can.
Ramirez saw 7 pitches. This one hit out into center, hit pretty well. Thomas on the run, and he's there, and he makes the catch.
Yeah, this is a good ballpark to hit in, but from a pitcher's standpoint, if you can keep it in the alleys in right and left center field, it's 409 feet to straightaway center field. You've got to hit one pretty good to get one out of here from left center to right center. The ideal place is the Crawford box seats in left field. It's a short porch in left field. Jonathan Aranda, there's the deepest part of the ballpark. 409, and hitters love hitting this ballpark with that big batter's eye backdrop.
Gabriel Gomes, young Brazilian, he's just 21. Spent 4 seasons already in the Reds minor league organization. And he finds himself hitting cleanup against Taijuan Walker. .23rd pitch, and it's fouled back. Mexico has plenty of arms, but they don't want to use them a lot tonight because of that bullpen game you talked about.
Yeah, if you're Benji Heel right now, you're hoping you can get some length out of Taijuan Walker. You're hoping in a perfect world to get 4 innings.
Carvalho has had like the busiest inning of anybody at first base. He's been running numerous times. The count's 2-2. Ten foul balls so far. Got him. Long inning, 25 pitches. Mexico gets their first swings coming up. This is a day-night doubleheader here in Pool B. That's a strike. Italy beat Great Britain. Entertaining game earlier, 7-4. Italy's 2-0. USA's 2-0. Mexico is 1-0. Jaron Duran. Eric Pardinho.
If you're Pardinho, you really want to try to stay aggressive in the strike zone. Much like the Team USA lineup, there's a lot of star power in this Mexico lineup.
And a little guy with a beauty of a changeup and a strikeout.
The dreaded equalizer. Here's the lineup for Mexico. Duran, Randy Arozarena, Jonathan Aranda, familiar face, Alejandro Kirk hitting into cleanup spot. Tellez, Alvarez, Nick Gonzalez, Thomas, and Joey Ortiz.
Nacho Alvarez also homering with Aranda in game 1 for Mexico. Here's a Arozarena who, whatever the spotlight is, it seems like that's when he shines the brightest. Whether it's postseason in Major League Baseball or in the World Baseball Classic. Because 2023, he had an outstanding World Baseball Classic. He slugged 900. He made 2 enormous catches in Miami.
Has the flair for the dramatic. Came up with a big play in a 1-1 game in Mexico's first game a big assist throughout what would have been a go-ahead run through a strike, a one-hop strike to Alejandro Kirk.
Two and two. Major League hitters are used to seeing right-handers who are usually about 6'4", 6'5", downward plane. Pardinho is listed at 5'10".
Originally signed with the Toronto Blue Jays when he was just a teenager. Big signing bonus.
Two. Ronda's on deck. Rosarena, a dive and it's by him. The Sky couldn't get it. It's a double. That's the look.
So many ways that a Rosarena can beat you. He can beat you with a glove, but he's more known for beating you with that bat. Has a flair for coming up. Pardinho tried to sneak a fastball on the inner third by him. He beats him to the spot. Really good effort by Mackay right there. He just can't quite get it in a stand-up double for a Rosarena.
Aranda drills one, right field, off the wall. A Rosarena will score, and it's a loud single. Chance for Aranda. I mean, it's early, but we get the idea. He's had a great series so far.
110 exit velocity on that one. A guy has great plate coverage. Came up with a big hit, the big home run in Game 1 for Team Mexico. Broke that game open. Doesn't get any easier here. Toronto Blue Jays all-star catcher Alejandro Kirk.
This is the best friends part of the lineup, right? Aranda and Kirk at 4 years old were buddies and started to play baseball. Their dads were the coaches together in Little League in Tijuana. And they were teammates on the All-Star team, and now they get to be teammates here. Deep. That's off the wall. Aranda is racing around third. Coming home. Scoring.
It hasn't taken long for Mexico to start flexing their muscles. This is a lineup that can score runs and score them in bunches. We had a chance to talk to Benji Heel before Game 1. As good as that 2023 team was, it was so close to getting to the finals. He feels that this team might have more firepower and they're much better suited defensively in the outfield.
Yeah, remember, Kirk didn't play in 2023. Aranda is better as well as a hitter in 2026. Andre Rienzo, the pitching coach for Brazil, with a quick visit. Brazil doesn't want to go to their bullpen because the biggest game they're going to play is tomorrow And they have two guys who have started games who are available to pitch tomorrow, Bo Takahashi and Enzo Sawayama. Rowdy Tellez got all dressed up and now has to trot down to first.
Yeah, what makes it hard, too, the pitch clock that is used in Major League Baseball is kind of hard to slow. When a team starts to get momentum, the game can get away from you awfully quickly.
Nacho Alvarez. It's a fastball for a strike. Alvarez, Braves prospect, 5th round pick. 4 years in the minors. He's at 281. Good on base at 400. And he homered in their first game. First and second, still one out. One and two.
Good breaking ball there from Pardinho. This Mexico team, awfully aggressive swingers. It's going to be paramount that he can command some of his secondary pitches.
Go good.
Backs that breaking ball up with a changeup. It's hard to get Team Mexico off that fastball. They like to hit velocity.
They were somewhat of the surprise team in 2023. They beat the U.S. They didn't just beat them, they beat them decisively in Phoenix. Then they beat Puerto Rico in the quarterfinals, and the people took note. Wow, they're in the Final Four. And they had to play Japan. They had Japan beaten and then gave up 2 runs in the 9th and lost that game. Japan, of course, would beat Team USA in the championship with Ohtani striking out Trout. That very easily could have been a Mexico-USA rematch. Little dribbler. It's a fair ball. The throw down to second. That's 1. Everybody else is okay at the corners. That was an athletic move by Ducarmo.
Yeah, heads up play. The ball bounced out in front of home plate. Able to cut that lead runner off at second base. You see Ducarmo right here. Gets rid of the face mask. Throws it off that back foot. A nice pick there by Rojo at second. Going through a series of signs right now in case the runner, if they want to throw through or have a pump fake to try to catch. I wouldn't have imagined that Alejandro Kirk is going to stray very far away from third base.
Nick Gonzalez now, the Pittsburgh Pirate out of New Mexico State, grew up in Tucson, and teammates at New Mexico State with shortstop Joey Ortiz. And here they are, teammates again in green. Breaking ball on 2-0, and it's 2-1. One
of the keys to trying to survive as a starting pitcher when you're facing a lineup like this is the ability to get your breaking ball or changeup over when you're behind in the count. Good pitch there by Pardinho.
Two runs across at the corners. And with 2 outs, the 2-1. Little looper, that's going to find right field and chase home another run. Kirk will score. Alvarez holds at second, and it's 3-0.
The importance of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. Teams that do it successfully, the more pressure you put on the defense. This ball wasn't hit very hard, but it was hit in the right spot. Just a little flare right between first and second base. Rojo can do nothing but just try to corral it. Keep that runner at second base.
This is the 8th hitter.
This is another element of speed. Alec Thomas runs very well. Part of that very athletic outfield for Team Mexico.
Thomas in the big leagues, known for his speed and defense. Patrolling the outfield, the center field spot, and doing it as well as just about anybody in terms of range, going gap to gap for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Bullpen starts for Brazil.
That pitch count starting to climb on Pardinho. He's thrown 25 pitches. Still trying to get out of this first inning.
Two-one.
Good changeup. Try to get back into the count.
Mexico's schedule: USA tomorrow night, Italy on Wednesday night. Top 2 of 5 get to the quarterfinals. There is a scenario where there's 3 teams at 3-1. Soft line drive, that finds left field. Round third coming home. Alvarez safe.
Aggressive send by third base coach Tony Perez-Chica. You're kind of playing with house money with the lead. You force the issue. Take another look at it. Giacomo might have done himself a disservice. He was behind home plate when he caught that ball. He left that lane open.
And now Joey Ortiz in the 9 spot. Thomas an RBI single. And again, Brazil would like to not have to really deplete the bullpen in this game. Strike to Ortiz. 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI in the Classic. Ortiz fouls that back. One of his Brewer buddies is having a terrific start to his Classic, Bryce Terang.
Hitting down the bottom of that order, hitting at the 9th spot. That's how star-filled that Team USA roster. That big bases clearing double in game 1 in the 5th inning for Team USA. Good problem to have if you're Mark DeRosa. You give Bobby Witt Jr. the night off last night, and all you do is insert Gunnar Henderson as your shortstop.
Hit hard on a hop. Ito flips, gets the out. And the long inning for Pardinho finally ends. 4 runs for Mexico in the first. Taijuan Walker back to work. Vitor Ito, shortstop, takes a strike. Brazilian baseball is a blend of Brazil and Japan. A great influx of Japanese immigrants brought the sport of baseball to Brazil. And their manager's a perfect example of that. Yuichi Matsumoto was born in Brazil, played in Japan, is a bench coach still in Japan, but has been the national coach for Brazil as well. Roller up the line, and it's foul.
Really important if you're Taiwan Walker. Just delivered his 29th pitch. You often hear pitchers talk about those shutdown innings. Team Mexico pushed across 4 runs. You'd like to keep the momentum in your favor. He's pitching a variety of roles for the Phillies. He's done some great work starting. They've used him occasionally out of the bullpen.
That one fouled back to the screen.
Thought basketball was going to be his calling coming out of high school, though. Great build for a pitcher. Big, strong guy.
Long wait. 1-2. Foul ball. Benji Heel has won a ton of big games. Winter ball, internationally, took him all the way to the Final Four in the World Baseball Classic. He says those games are easy to manage compared to these games because there's so many constraints on a manager in terms of usage, whether it's a starter, whether it's a reliever, whether it's a position player coming from their major league teams.
Yeah, we talked to Mark DeRosa about that before game 1. There's some restrictions that are placed on your relievers, how often you can throw them, how many pitches. The same thing with the starting pitchers. So there's a lot that goes into game planning, not just the X's and O's, but who's available and when are they available.
Having just the 2 starters for the 4 games, though, is eased a bit by their schedule. They do have some off days in between, which has helped. Ito just won't go away. He fights that off. Walker's up to 36 pitches.
65 is the limit you're allowed in this round of the WBC. What a terrific at bat. Lays off that 3-2 breaking ball by Ito.
There's been 17 foul balls already. JP, what you got? I know Brazil is such a fascinating blend in their dugout.
They are. Alan Thomas is their strength and conditioning coach, and you may recognize the name. There is his son, Alec. Alec all over the box score already tonight. 2 sterling plays in center field in the first inning and an RBI single as well. I was keeping an eye on Alan in the dugout. Not much of a reaction when his son was doing great things against the team he's working for. And there's a look at the 2 of them beforehand. A family experience. Alan very proud of his son no matter what jersey they happen to be wearing at any given time.
Thank you, John. If you haven't watched one of our telecasts, John Morosi is the biggest source of World Baseball Classic and international baseball news, stories, rules, all of it. And a swing and a miss. Lucas Rojo.
I think you and I, Rich, are going to self-appoint him as the master, the premier master of the World Baseball Classic.
And, you know, it's not just the World Baseball Classic. And John, this is something that the casual fan and even the real diehard baseball fan doesn't realize. These games in the World Baseball Classic have Olympic implications.
You're right, gentlemen. And first of all, thanks for the kind words. You're both amazing teammates. It's been great to work with you and great producer Keith Costas and director Ben Johnston on these telecasts. But you're right. This is the beginning of the road to LA 28. The top 2 finishers among the Americas, which includes Mexico, the top 2 finishers have their tickets punched to LA. Of course, Team USA doesn't need to qualify. They already are in as the host nation. But among Mexico, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, all these nations in the Americas, there is a lot at stake right now for 2 years from today at the Olympic Games.
Not a lot of tickets to be punched. What is it, 6 teams in the Olympics?
Exactly, 6 teams total. The U.S. has 1, so just 5 remaining bids to the Olympic Games.
It's Willy Wonka-like. Kirk fires in time.
Well, that's one of the things that Alejandro Kirk does so well. The cool thing about the game of baseball is good players come in all different shapes and sizes. You look at Alejandro Kirk, you wouldn't think he could bounce around as quickly and as well as he does. Gets rid of the mask, see the hands up. He tells Taijuan Walker to get out of the way. That's a difficult play that he made look really easy. You get a look at it from the third base angle. Puts his hand up to wave Walker away. Make sure that he doesn't run into Taijuan Walker going to get it. Terrific play by Alejandro Kirk.
He always was reminded me of if Kirby Puckett was a catcher.
Similar kind of hitter too. Elite bat-to-ball skills. One of the best bad ball hitters in all of baseball, and a terrific 2-strike hitter. You could get 2 strikes on Kirk. It's the third one you have difficulty getting by him.
He's really worked at his skills behind the plate. Lined into left field. That's a Rosarena, and that's the 3rd out. Brazil makes a little noise. Mexico 4-0.
First base.
Top of the order. All 9 came to the plate in the first, and Duran lines one. That's right field. That's gone. His dad loves it. Dad is in the green there. Got the sombrero. The luchador mask was popular in Game 1.
Yeah, if you're watching this one at home, this is what Team Mexico can do. This is a really well-rounded offensive team with some bump. From the right side and the left side. And you add a guy like Alejandro Kirk into that lineup with elite bat-to-ball skills. This Mexico team is to be reckoned with.
A good example of how much better they are than the 2023 version. Duran's a better player. Aranda is a better player. Kirk is here.
Well, I think the thing that jumps out to me the most in talking with Benji Heel, they're just so athletic in the outfield with the Rosarena, Thomas, and Duran. Their outfield defense, there's a good look at this swing right here. This was a no-doubter. Duran has a lot of thunder in that bat and line drive, and Hardino had a good look at it. There's the proud Papa right there in the green Mexico jersey, loving it.
That's awesome. Duran from Corona, California, in Southern California. So after a Rosarena, here is Aranda. By the way, that shot of Kirk coming out, Blue Jays catcher, made me think of Buck Martinez.
Yes.
Buck Martinez announcing his retirement as a broadcaster from the Blue Jays. Blue Jay catcher, Blue Jay manager, Team USA manager, and he absolutely loves this event. And I'm sure he's watching as many games as he can. And if you're watching, knocked down onto first. If you're watching Buck Everybody wants to say hello.
Actually played for Buck Martinez when he managed the Toronto Blue Jays. To this day, I joke around. He brought me into a situation where he walked the bases loaded. I had to face Jason Giambi with the bases loaded. Was able to get out of that mess, but a lot of my hair started turning gray when I saw him walk out from the bullpen. Well, potentially walk the bases loaded to bring me in.
Well, Buck beat you to it as far as the gray hair.
But he's still got a full head of moss going on.
It's the best hair.
Not a better head of hair in Major League Baseball than Buck Martinez. Talk about a guy that loved the game of baseball, not only as a player, but a broadcaster. So many great years broadcasting Blue Jays baseball. He'll be missed in Toronto.
Yeah, well, look, he's missed it in this event as well. I had 3 World Baseball Classics with Buck, 2 in Japan, and then Phoenix in 2023. And Buck Martinez in Japan is a kick. I'm telling you, he'll take you down at like 4 in the morning to the fish market to see all the fish coming in. We toured the Mizuno factory and watched how they made the baseball gloves. Chopper. Ito. In time. Mexico adds a run. Jaron Duran. Yeah, way to go, Dad.